17 years in business with Carswell Distributing, a wholesale commercial products company. He currently serves as a board member of Brenner Children's Hospital. Richard and his wife, Brooke, have 2 sons. Let's give a warm Gastonia welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hope you're doing well.
Doing well.
Good, good. If you're like I am, a good Wake Forest fan, you're asking, is basketball season over yet? About how great this country can be. And in the absence of us doing it, we will raise a generation of kids that don't understand that as a world leader, America has a role to play that's bigger than ourselves. But more importantly, as members of society, we have to play a role that's bigger than just us. Third thing, it's a snapshot of where we are financially, and to sort of set the context on this, when Rusty introduced me, he said I was son of a Presbyterian minister. Now, I've got to tell you, my dad believed that he should expose his children to every type of religion. So even though I'm not a Baptist, let me assure you, I've been to a summer revival. I know what it's like under a tent. And I've always said that Baptist preachers should have been meteorologists because a year in advance they can pick the hottest week of the summer. And I remember one that my dad took me to. It was a Wednesday night. The preacher had hit a Saturday stride on a Wednesday, and he looked down in the crowd. The preacher said, "Dave, do you want to go to heaven when you die?" And Dave said, "Yes, sir, preacher." He said, "Come up on stage." Looked down and said, "Steve, do you want to go to heaven when you die?" And Steve said, "Yes, sir, preacher." He said, "Come up on stage." Preacher looked down at Rusty and said, "Rusty, do you want to go to heaven?" He said, "No, sir, preacher." He said, "Rusty, you don't want to go to heaven when you die?" He said, "When I die, sure. I thought you were getting a group up to go to die." Are you for reforming Medicare? Are you for reforming Medicaid? Sure. But let's wait a couple of years until we do it. You know, let's not upset the apple cart now. It's popular amongst the public, and it's popular amongst the elected officials, isn't it? Well, I got to tell you, we don't have any time left. This year we'll spend $3.7 trillion. We will collect $2.2 trillion. The budget is $1.5 trillion out of balance. We will cross probably the 1st of June, the $14.4 trillion debt, public debt threshold. And I separate public debt from gross debt. Gross debt is about $75 trillion. Meaning all the obligations that are future obligations that are unfunded for Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security.